Senior, 4 cheeses you must eat and 4 you should never touch. You've been warned. What if your favorite cheese was slowly clouding your memory? That creamy bite you love, the one you trust to bring comfort, might just be quietly fueling your fatigue, stiffening your joints, and raising your blood pressure without you even realizing it. After 60, our bodies change in ways no one truly warns us about. Foods we once enjoyed freely begin to impact our health in unexpected ways. And yes, cheese is one of the biggest culprits or greatest allies. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 cheeses that can support your heart, brain, and bones. And 4 you may want to stop eating right now, especially if you care about staying independent, sharp, and active as you age. But this isn't about fear. It's about empowerment, because the right choices today shape the freedom you'll have tomorrow. So if you're ready to take control of your health without giving up the foods you love, you're in the right place. Tap that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's explore the surprising truth behind the cheese on your plate. Muscle 1, your body after 60. Why cheese matters more than ever? You're not imagining it, your body really is changing after 60. Digestion slows, blood vessels stiffen, hormones decline, and your body's ability to process fat, sodium, and dairy proteins is not what it used to be. That's why cheese, which many people once ate without a second thought, becomes a nutritional double-edged sword. Let's break this down. The aging digestive system, slower, less tolerant. After 60, your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. That means it's harder to break down rich or fatty foods, like aged or creamy cheeses. The result, bloating, discomfort, and poor absorption of nutrients. According to the National Institute on Aging, up to 40% of adults over 60 have reduced ability to absorb vitamin B12, a vitamin found richly in cheese, but only beneficial if your body can actually process it. Salt sensitivity, the silent pressure builder. Here's the part that's often overlooked. Your kidneys, in which help flush out excess sodium, gradually become less efficient. Pair that with many cheeses containing over 300, 400 milliliters of sodium per ounce, and you're looking at a daily salt bomb. A 2023 study in The Lancet linked high sodium intake in older adults with a 34% increased risk of cardiovascular events, especially stroke and heart failure. So, that innocent wedge on a cracker, it could be adding silent pressure literally to your arteries. Fat metabolism slows, but inflammation speeds up. The body's natural metabolism slows about 1–2% per decade after age 40, and this affects how fat is stored and burned. Meanwhile, chronic low-grade inflammation, nicknamed inflammaging, rises. Certain cheeses, especially processed ones, contain saturated fats and chemical additives that accelerate this process, feeding inflammation that contributes to arthritis, brain fog, and even insulin resistance. It's no longer just about cholesterol. It's about the quality of the fat and the overall impact on your immune and hormonal balance. The brain needs more than just crossword puzzles. Here's something many people don't know. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat. It relies on omega-3s, vitamin A, zinc, and bioactive peptides, all found in the right kinds of cheese to maintain cognitive clarity. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that adults over 65 who consume fermented dairy 3 to 4 times per week had 20% slower cognitive decline than those who didn't. That's not just trivia. That's the difference between staying sharp or slowly slipping. So what does this all mean? It means cheese still belongs in your diet, but not just any cheese. In the next 4 sections, I'll show you the 4 most healing cheeses for people over 60. They don't just avoid harm, they actively support your heart, mind, bones, and digestion. Let's start with one you may not expect. It's soft, tangy, and incredibly smart for your gut. Next, goat cheese, the creamy ally your brain and belly have been craving. 2. Goat cheese, the brain and belly ally. We left off with a promise: cheese can heal, not just harm, and goat cheese is where that healing begins. It might look simple, maybe even a little rustic, But don't let appearances fool you. Goat cheese is one of the smartest, most body-friendly foods you can keep in your fridge after 60. Let's start with what makes it different and why your aging body will thank you. 1. Easier to digest, kinder to the gut. As we mentioned earlier, your stomach acid and digestive enzymes decline with age. Cow's milk cheese contains high levels of alpha-S1 casein, a protein that many older adults struggle to break down. Goat cheese, it contains mostly alpha-S2 casein, which is softer on the stomach and far less inflammatory. It's also naturally lower in lactose. In fact, studies show that people with mild to moderate lactose intolerance can often tolerate goat cheese without symptoms like bloating, gas, or cramping. A 2019 review in the journal Nutrients confirmed that aged goat cheese was better tolerated by seniors with digestive issues than traditional cow's cheese. 2. Packed with brain-supporting nutrients. Goat cheese isn't just easy to digest, it's powerfully nourishing. It contains vitamin A retinol, supports vision and brain cell health. Zinc, essential for memory and neurotransmitter function. Hormone. Selenium, powerful antioxidant protecting neurons from oxidative stress. Omega-3 fats, shown to reduce cognitive decline in aging adults. In a 2022 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition, seniors who consumed dairy products rich in selenium and omega-3s had a 26% lower risk of memory loss compared to those who didn't. These aren't just statistics. These are the nutrients that help you remember your grandchildren's names, keep your balance when you stand up, and feel present in the moment. 3. Anti-inflammatory and probiotic power. Aging bodies fight chronic inflammation every day. That's what inflammaging is: your immune system overreacting constantly, wearing you down. Goat cheese contains medium-chain fatty acids like capric and caprylic acid that are anti-inflammatory by nature. What's more, if you choose goat cheese made from raw or fermented milk, it often contains natural probiotics that support gut health, mood regulation, and immunity areas that decline sharply with age. Many elders report improved digestion and reduced joint stiffness after switching from cow cheese to goat cheese even within a few weeks. 4. Clean, simple, real. Goat cheese often contains fewer additives, preservatives, and artificial emulsifiers than processed cheeses. That matters because chemical additives, especially phosphate-based ones, have been linked to kidney strain and arterial calcification in older adults. You're not just choosing goat cheese for the nutrients, it's also what's missing that makes the difference. So if you're looking for a cheese that loves your gut, supports your brain, and doesn't make you bloated, goat cheese is your golden ticket. But what if you want something firmer, nuttier, and surprisingly heart-friendly? Well then, let's talk about a cheese that quietly supports your blood pressure, brain, and bones all at once. Next up, Swiss cheese, the heart-strong classic with a secret superpower. 3. Swiss cheese, the heart-strong classic with a secret superpower. You've met goat cheese, the creamy, gut-loving companion. Now, let's take a firmer, nuttier turn into the world of Swiss cheese. At first glance, Swiss cheese doesn't scream superfood. It's pale, full of holes, and often overlooked in favor of more glamorous wedges. But beneath that mild, humble look lies a surprising powerhouse, especially for seniors concerned about heart health, bone strength, and mental clarity. Let's dig into why Swiss cheese might be the most underrated weapon in your nutritional arsenal after 60. 1. Low in sodium, high in calm. We talked earlier about salt sensitivity rising with age. Well, here's some good news. Swiss cheese is naturally low in sodium, about 54 milligrams per ounce, compared to 300–400 milligrams in most aged cheeses. That's a 75–85% reduction in sodium per serving. A 2021 meta-analysis in hypertension research showed that reducing daily sodium intake by just 1 gram about what you'd save switching to Swiss lowered systolic blood pressure by 4. 2 mmHg on average in older adults. If you're managing blood pressure or heart disease, this switch alone could reduce your risk of stroke or heart attack by double digits. 2. Brain-boosting fermented power. You might be surprised to learn that the holes in Swiss cheese aren't just for looks. They're made by Propionibacterium freudenreichi, a bacteria that produces bioactive peptides and vitamin B12 during fermentation. Why does this matter? Because B12 deficiency is rampant after 60. According to the CDC, 1 in 6 seniors in the U.S. is B12 deficient, leading to memory loss, mood swings, and even dementia-like symptoms. Swiss cheese offers an easy, natural way to replenish that vital vitamin. 1 ounce provides about 16% of your daily B12 needs in a form your body can absorb. And those peptides, they've been shown to reduce neuroinflammation, the kind linked to cognitive decline. 3. Bone-strengthening vitamin K2. Swiss cheese is also rich in vitamin K2, a nutrient critical for directing calcium to the bones instead of letting it pile up in your arteries. This is especially vital for older adults facing osteopenia or osteoporosis. A long-term Dutch study found that adults who consumed higher levels of K2 had a 52% lower risk of arterial calcification and a 50% lower risk of hip fractures. Swiss gives you the calcium your bones crave without sending it to the wrong places. 4. Protein without the bloat. Each ounce of Swiss cheese contains nearly 8 grams of protein, with almost zero lactose thanks to its extended aging. This makes it ideal for seniors with dairy sensitivity, but in need of protein to fight age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia. Paired with whole grains or veggies, it becomes a complete, easy-to-digest protein source that strengthens rather than stresses your system. So, if goat cheese is the gentle healer, Swiss is the steady defender protecting your heart, mind, and bones without fanfare. But what if you want something a little more tangy, crumbly, and gut-nurturing? Then stay with me because our next cheese isn't just delicious. It's a microbiome miracle. Next up, feta, the tangy cheese that soothes your gut and boosts immunity. Feta, the gut-nurturing cheese with a tangy edge. English, in our journey so far, we've moved from the creamy ease of goat cheese to the sturdy reliability of Swiss. But now, let's brighten things up with a cheese that's tangy, crumbly, and quietly brilliant for your digestion and immunity. Feta cheese, traditionally made from sheep's milk or a blend of sheep and goat milk, has been a dietary staple in Mediterranean cultures for centuries. But what makes it so good for aging bodies? Let's take a closer look. A friend to your digestive system. As we age, our gut microbiome loses diversity. Medications, reduced fiber intake, and slower metabolism all chip away at the balance of good bacteria. This is where feta truly shines, because it's a brined and often unpasteurized cheese. Traditional feta contains naturally occurring probiotics, live beneficial bacteria that support gut health, regulate bowel movements, and help modulate the immune system. A 2020 study published in the journal Nutrients found that seniors who consume probiotic-rich foods like aged sheep and goat cheese showed significantly improved gut flora composition within just 4 weeks, along with reduced gastrointestinal discomfort. This matters because your gut doesn't just control digestion, it communicates with your brain, regulates inflammation, and is directly tied to mood and mental clarity. Less lactose, less trouble. Like goat cheese, feta has relatively low levels of lactose. That's important for older adults who often develop mild lactose intolerance over time. Less lactose means less bloating, fewer cramps, and better comfort after eating. But there's more. Sheep's milk contains a unique fat and protein structure, richer in medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, and easier to digest casein proteins. That makes feta more bioavailable than most cow-based cheeses. In simpler terms, you get more nutrition with less effort from your body, nutrient-dense and bone-friendly. Feta is deceptively nutrient-packed. Just 1 ounce provides around 140 mg of calcium, 4 grams of protein, and a strong dose of vitamin B12, all essential for maintaining bone density, muscle tone, and nerve function in aging adults. Even better, feta is also a solid source of phosphorus and riboflavin nutrients that assist with cell regeneration and energy production. In a long-term European study tracking older adults across 4 countries, those who consumed traditional Mediterranean diets, including feta, had a 21% lower rate of age-related bone fractures. This isn't just good nutrition, it's long-term structural insurance for your body. Salt alert and a simple fix. Now, one caveat, feta is salty. 1 ounce can contain over 300 millimoles of sodium. But here's the good news, rinsing your feta under cool water before eating can reduce the sodium by up to 30% without compromising taste. So don't write it off. With a simple rinse and moderate portions, feta becomes not only safe, but powerfully beneficial. Transition from tangy to creamy. So far, we've explored 3 cheeses that do more than just avoid harm. They actively support your aging body. Feta brings balance to your gut and clarity to your mind, all in a small, flavorful crumble. But what if you want something gentler, something creamy, light, and surprisingly low in fat? Then it's time to meet mozzarella, one of the most underestimated cheeses for immune health, joint support, and everyday vitality. Next, mozzarella, the light cheese that lifts your health. Mozzarella, the light cheese that lifts your health, English. After exploring the probiotic punch of feta, let's move to something gentler, creamy, familiar, and surprisingly powerful. Mozzarella, especially in its fresh or buffalo form, might seem like a mild choice. But for people over 60, it holds a unique combination of benefits that make it a standout among cheeses. It's not just delicious, it's functional. Here's why. Low in sodium, high in balance. Compared to most cheeses, mozzarella is relatively low in sodium and saturated fat. 1 ounce of fresh mozzarella contains around 140 millimoles of sodium, less than half of what you'd find in cheddar or blue cheese. This is significant because high sodium intake, as discussed earlier, is directly linked to rising blood pressure in older adults. A 2021 report by the American Heart Association confirmed that reducing sodium by just 500 millimoles per day can lower the risk of cardiovascular events by up to 26%. Mozzarella allows you to enjoy cheese without pushing your heart health to the edge. That's a rare balance. A gentle choice for joints and inflammation. Fresh mozzarella, especially when made from buffalo milk, contains a high level of conjugated linoleic acid, CLA. CLA is a fatty acid known for reducing inflammation and supporting fat metabolism. In a 2020 study conducted by researchers in Italy, seniors who consumed buffalo mozzarella 2 to 3 times per week showed decreased levels of C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, by as much as 18% over 3 months. That means fewer flare-ups of joint pain, better mobility, and a more comfortable daily life. For anyone living with arthritis or age-related stiffness, this small change can have a big impact. Rich in immune-supporting nutrients. Buffalo mozzarella is not just low in irritants, it's high in protectors. It contains calcium, phosphorus, zinc, and selenium minerals essential for bone density, immune strength, and cellular repair. Moreover, buffalo milk has higher concentrations of vitamin A and antioxidant compounds compared to cow's milk. These help defend against free radicals, support eye health, and keep skin and mucous membranes resilient. In older adults, these nutrients play a crucial role in fending off infections and slowing cellular aging. Combined with its digestibility and lower lactose content, mozzarella becomes a safe and nourishing option. Bioactive peptides and cardiovascular benefits. During the fermentation process, mozzarella generates bioactive peptides, natural compounds that have been shown to reduce blood pressure and improve vascular flexibility. One study published in the European Journal of Nutrition in 2022 found that seniors who consumed fresh, minimally processed cheese like mozzarella saw measurable improvements in arterial elasticity after just 6 weeks. For older adults looking to avoid medication and support cardiovascular health through food, mozzarella offers both prevention and comfort. Transition from nourishment to caution. So far, we focused on the cheeses that help not harm the aging body. Goat cheese for digestion, Swiss for heart and bones, Feta for gut and immunity, Mozzarella for inflammation and daily resilience. But what about the ones that don't support you? The ones that quietly worsen the very issues you're trying to manage? It's time we talk about the other side of the story. Not all cheese is created equal, and after 60, some may be doing more harm than good. Next, the cheeses you should avoid after 60, starting with a childhood favorite you might still be eating today. The cheeses you should avoid after 60. So far, we've covered cheeses that nourish your body and support aging with strength. But not all cheese plays for your team. Some types, especially highly processed or overly salty varieties, may quietly work against your heart, brain, and kidneys. Let's look at the top culprits you should limit or avoid after 60. American cheese, the processed pitfall. Often found in individually wrapped slices, American cheese is not truly cheese. It's a blend of dairy byproducts, emulsifiers, preservatives, and food coloring. One slice can contain up to 400 milligrams of sodium and various phosphates, which have been linked to increased risk of arterial calcification and declining kidney function, especially in older adults with existing kidney strain. It may be convenient, but at what cost? Blue cheese, a moldy risk for sensitive bodies. Blue cheese may look gourmet, but its mold Penicillium roqueforti can produce histamines and tyramine, compounds that are harder to break down with age. This can lead to migraines, sudden spikes in blood pressure, and even arrhythmias in sensitive individuals. With over 400 milligrams of sodium per ounce, it also challenges heart health. Cream cheese, low nutrition, high risk. It spreads like a dream but delivers little nutritional value. Cream cheese is high in saturated fat, low in protein, and often contains added sugar in flavored versions. Its soft texture makes it prone to bacterial contamination if left unrefrigerated. For older adults with weakened immunity, this could mean real health risks, including listeria infections. Processed cheese spreads, the stroke on a plate. Of all the cheeses, processed cheese spreads those in tubs, jars, or foil triangles are the worst offenders. They contain a cocktail of phosphates, hydrogenated oils, and synthetic additives. These ingredients are known to raise bad cholesterol, increase inflammation, and burden aging kidneys. One 2018 study linked phosphate additives in cheese spreads to a 28% higher risk of kidney disease progression in adults over 60. In short, these spreads offer flavor at the expense of long-term health. Transition from caution to empowerment. Avoiding these cheeses doesn't mean giving up joy. It means choosing smarter. You can still enjoy rich flavors just with the right ingredients. In the final section, we'll show you how to build a cheese-friendly lifestyle that keeps you strong, independent, and energized. Next, how to create a cheese routine that supports aging gracefully. Cheese doesn't have to be the villain of your diet. In fact, with a little intention, it can become one of your most enjoyable and powerful tools for aging well. The key isn't cutting cheese out of your life. The key is choosing smarter. Build your cheese routine with awareness. Choose fresh or aged cheeses made from goat, sheep, or buffalo milk. Prioritize low sodium, naturally fermented options like Swiss or mozzarella. Use moderate portions, an ounce or two a day is enough. Pair cheese with fiber-rich foods like leafy greens, whole grains, or apples. Avoid processed, spreadable, or overly salty cheeses as much as possible. Rinse brine cheeses like feta to reduce sodium without losing flavor. Think of cheese not just as food, but as part of your daily health toolkit. A slice of Swiss can support your bones. A bit of feta can boost your gut. Some mozzarella can soothe your joints. Cheese, when chosen well, becomes a small act of care for your future self. Aging doesn't have to mean giving up flavor. It means elevating it with intention and with love for the life ahead of you. If you found value in this video, Share your thoughts in the comments. Which cheese surprised you the most? Which one will you try first? And don't forget to subscribe for more content tailored to your health, your independence, and your vitality, because every bite can be a step towards strength.